Hey y'all, we are back for the first immunity challenge of day 3 and the first immunity challenge of the Swap tribes. This morning we started out the day with a kind of reverse schoolyard pick'em, and now we will be kicking off the first immunity challenge in their Swap tribes. A little bit of housekeeping before we get started. This day, as you can see, is not rainy and is in fact really sunny. So if at any point the stream abruptly stops, that probably means my phone has overheated, but not to worry, I have a spare phone and I will just launch it right back up as soon as I can.
Our phones are Alicia's phones.
Yes, they're everywhere. But that way you guys get to not miss a lot of the action. So do not panic if the stream suddenly cuts out. Just keep refreshing that page and we will be back to you as soon as we can. And fingers crossed it doesn't even happen.
This matching. That was amazing.
Oh my God. Our minds. Meant to be. Survivor, Taylor Swift, and the color green today. All right, so here is host Kelsey, of course. She's going to explain this challenge to you, and then we will get the players competing.
Yeah, so at the beginning of this challenge, the players were going to be holding those circular contraptions that you see on the show proper. There is a ball inside. They have to keep that in motion and without letting the ball drop. If they do both make it to the 3-minute mark, at that point it is a race to see who can get the farthest without dropping or past the cones. Whoever gets past the cones first without dropping, you automatically win. Say if they both drop before the cones, it's just who made it the farthest without dropping. Say somebody has a lead on somebody else and they drop and the other person can surpass them without dropping, then that person wins. So I think that another thing to note is they had an opportunity to practice this morning. So we'll see how much that comes into play, maybe who practiced more, I'm not sure. And then the losing team goes to tribal.
Yeah. All right, great. So we're going to see a lot of ball whipping around, and let's head on over as the players set up for their first 1v1 match. Looks like we've got Ethan that is getting set to start for his tribe, New Ossipee. And looks like Casey will be stepping up for New Madamic. Ooh, captain challenge.
Yeah, we got a captain versus captain challenge in this first round. I love it. Okay.
We're going to give them 20 seconds to get going.
Love that. Okay. So I'll say Survivor's ready. I'll count you down from 20, and at the end of the 20 is when I will begin the 3-minute timer. Just make sure you're rocking and rolling by the end of that 20, or else you'll be automatically disqualified. Sounds good? Okay, Survivor's ready? Go.
All right, so these players now have 20 seconds to get set and ready. This challenge does take a little time to get into the groove. Ethan looking to just keep his flow going. Casey holding off, but is now flowing.
17, 18, 19, 20, and we are live.
All right.
Casey and Ethan. Looks like Casey's moving in a little bit faster of a circular motion than Ethan, but not too much of a difference in strategy here. I think this challenge a lot of the times comes down to focus and not physical prowess. So who can say focused better? Both Casey and Ethan ignoring me, so hopefully that means they are very focused. You are 30 seconds in.
All right, these players are going to be doing this for 3 minutes if they can, before we add the second element of this challenge. So we are just waiting it out right now, seeing if...
At the minute mark, both of them still looking great. Casey slowing down as Casey drops. Ethan scores a point.
Very nice. Nicely done. Moving forward, can we move them a little closer so the live stream is a little easier?
Yeah.
Just like a hair. Just like...
Slightly closer together. Perfect.
Yes,
Wonderful.
that's great. That's more than good.
More than-
Whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you need a little bit. Yeah, there we go.
That's good. Perfect. Thank you.
So same thing, I'll give you 20 seconds to get going. I'll give you kind of an update at different increments that you hit, and then we will be live, okay? All right, I'm going to start with 20 seconds now. And a black one.
All right, both players this time electing to not start. They are just kind of waiting. Remember, they have 20 seconds to set, but they've got to both be in their flow by the time Kelsey hits 20.
20. We are live, starting in 3 minutes. Connor moving a little bit faster than Gina. Also holding it a little bit higher than Gina. Maybe he's just taller, actually. Scratch that.
Connor going at lightning speed. Gina's ball moving much slower around that circle. Not sure which strategy is better. I think it just comes down to if you can keep that pattern going.
Oh, Connor loses the ball. Gina scores a point.
All right, and that means that New Ossipee is up 2-0, which means
Connor showing a lot of motion after that drop.
which means that New Ossipee could win it right here. They are at match point. New Medomic looking to get on the board and stay alive in this challenge.
We can get our next challengers up.
All right, looks
we
like
have a loved one pairing off.
Anthony, if you'll just
scooch in between these two yellow cones, that would be lovely. Okay, so I will start the 20 seconds shortly. From that point, you'll have all that time to go live, and then I will count you down from 15. All right, I am starting the 20 seconds now. Both brothers opting to get a little bit of a swaying motion going. Joe drops, but that is okay because we are in the 20-second grace period. Anthony getting rolling. We are at the 13-second mark. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We are live. Starting the 3-minute countdown now. Anthony going some bigger arm movements. Joe going from some nice and small movements. We'll see which one prevails. Anthony's ball kind of slowing down a little bit. Joe's is moving a mile a minute. You can tell they are brothers as they have the same concentration face. And Joe drops. Anthony scores a point. The score is now 2-1.
New Medomic staying in this challenge.
Now choosing your next members.
All right, looks like Francis stepping in.
We have Ossipee at 2, Medomic at 1. If Francis is able to win this, she will, or they will win it for their tribe. All right, I am going to be starting the 20-second grace period right now. Mel trying to get her started right away. Francis going for the
Staring at the ball and willing it to stay in that circle.
I'll start counting you down from 15, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, I'm starting at 3 minutes now. Melanie struggled with that 20-minute grace period, but once the pressure was on, she got it up and rolling. Francis waited and was one and done as far as getting her ball rolling. Melanie repeating something to herself to keep her concentration going. Similar strategies by both as far as how to keep the ball spinning. This is also a challenge of endurance, as this is not easy to keep your arms in that moment that quickly for that long of time. We're at the 45-second mark. You guys are doing awesome. Francis taking deep breaths to herself, and then Francis drops. Melanie scores a point. We are tied 2-2. This is for all the glory.
Great. I brought pants this time. I know. I was like, John's never been in last season, so.
Francis showing a lot of emotion after that loss.
So with Ossipee having one less member, there is not a choice. Caitlin has to proceed for her tribe. Since Madamic does have one extra member, Louie is made the choice to compete over Andy. All right, are we ready to start that 20-second grace period? All right, then begin.
All right.
Going for a little bit of a sway. Louie drops. Caitlin looks steady, but no worries. We are only at the 10-second mark for the grace period. I'll count you down from 15. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. The 3 minutes begins now. Louie going for that full body shake, but he is looking steady. Caitlin, more so just the arm movements. Melanie giving some lovely encouragement to her tribe mate. Caitlin is doing this challenge with her eyes potentially closed, and you can tell she's in a very zen breathing state. Louie sticking his tongue out for good luck. We are approaching the minute mark. And we are at the minute mark. I think both tribes saved their best person for last because you both have officially been holding up for the longest.